Tonight, Wanderer, we return to the dark side of cinema, to films touched by something hidden behind the camera, watching the actors, whispering in the shadows, and leaving real scars on the people who dared to bring these stories to life. 6 films, 6 curses, 6 stories Hollywood tried to bury. Settle in, slow your breath, and follow me into the darkness behind the screen.
Story 1, Rosemary's Baby, 1968. A film Satanists praised, and fate seemed to punish. The curse didn't begin with filming. It began with the book. Ira Levin's novel was already infamous, praised by Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan, and condemned by countless religious groups. Many believed adapting it into a movie would invite real misfortune. They weren't wrong. The Dakota building, the eerie Gothic landmark used for exterior shots, had its own myths. Residents spoke of a tall man in a dark coat wandering the halls, only to vanish near the stairwell. Others claimed to hear crying through walls with no apartments on the other side. Once filming began, strange accidents piled up. Mia Farrow received an anonymous letter telling her she would suffer for participating. During one scene, she had to walk into oncoming traffic with a hidden camera crew. New York taxi drivers, usually unpredictable, swerved around her as if something unseen guided their hands. Then came the tragedies tied to the film's creators. Composer Krzysztof Komeda's fatal accident was eerily similar to a character in the film. A fall, a head wound, and a slow decline into delirium. Friends claimed he would cry out at night about the baby. Producer William Castle's hospitalization brought a terrifying hallucination. He shouted that the film itself was attacking him, that the baby wants my soul. But the darkest theory is this. Some believe Rosemary's Baby opened a doorway, a thin one, just enough for darkness to slip through. Because soon after its release, the Manson family murders shattered the lives of Polanski and Tate. Sharon Tate, Polanski's wife, had practically lived on the set. Some say she even appears in a background shot. A ghost before her time. The curse didn't stop there. John Lennon was murdered outside the Dakota years later, on the very sidewalk filmed for Rosemary's Baby. Coincidence? Or did something attach itself to the building, thriving on tragedy, waiting for new victims? Story 2, The Conjuring, of 2013. Bruises, claw marks, and something that followed them home. Before filming even began, the real-life Perron family warned the cast, "Whatever haunted us doesn't like being talked about." The studio laughed. The crew didn't, not for long. During pre-production, director James Wan noticed pages missing from scripts, only to find them burned or water-damaged, as if something had tried to destroy them. On set, animals refused to enter certain rooms. Dogs pulled away growling, ears flat, eyes fixed on empty corners. Then Vera Farmiga's experiences began. Bruises shaped like 3 claw marks. The demonic mocking of the Trinity appeared on her thigh and then across her stomach on days she filmed emotionally heavy scenes. Her laptop would close by itself every time she opened files related to exorcism. Patrick Wilson found crosses on set, turned upside down, even though they were nailed to the walls. One night, the real Perron family joined filming. The moment they arrived, a powerful wind blasted the set from one direction. But the trees outside didn't move. Inside the sound booth, audio techs captured a whisper, faint, guttural, that repeated a single phrase, "Leave." Some believe the film didn't just depict possession. It reactivated whatever clung to the Perron family decades earlier. And when the movie wrapped, it simply followed the attention. To the cast, the crew, and even to viewers. Several audience members reported sleep paralysis the night after watching previews. A few claimed their lights flickered during the exorcism scene. The Warrens once said, "Evil doesn't need permission. It needs recognition." The Conjuring gave it both. Story 3. The Possession, 2012. The Dybbuk Box, an object that cursed everyone who touched its story. The Dybbuk Box story began on eBay, a strange listing describing a haunted Jewish wine cabinet said to imprison a restless spirit. Every owner before the production reported nightmares, illness, and a sense of overwhelming dread. So when production started, crew members joked about it until they stopped laughing. Lights didn't just explode. They exploded in patterns, always in sets of 2 or 3. Cold spots weren't random. They formed around the actress playing the possessed girl. Camera equipment malfunctioned only during scenes involving the box. Props went missing. Director Ole Bornedal found his chair tipped over every morning as if someone had sat in it and risen violently in anger. Behind the scenes, consultants in Jewish mysticism warned the studio not to bring the real Dybbuk Box anywhere near filming. One rabbi refused to step foot on set unless protections were performed. Then came the fire. The warehouse storing the film's props burned to the ground in the middle of the night. Firefighters said the flames behaved strangely, as if they started inside objects, not from an external spark. One investigator quit the case entirely. He refused to explain why. Cast interviews revealed a chilling detail. Several members heard a voice whisper their name as they fell asleep, a voice they described as dry, crumbling, like wood scraping inside a box. Some say the fire was the Dybbuk's escape. Others say the film only spread its story, giving it new hosts in every country where the movie played. Story 4, The Passion of the Christ, 2004. Lightning injuries and the haunting belief that the story was too powerful to film. From the first week of filming, many crew members claimed to feel a heaviness, as if the air itself resisted the production. Jim Caviezel experienced more than misfortune. He suffered pneumonia, hypothermia, a lung infection, a dislocated shoulder, and direct lash wounds from an accidentally misfired whip. His makeup team said his eyes looked ancient on certain days, as if he had aged decades overnight. During the lightning strikes, yes, plural, Caviezel described feeling like time broke apart, and I was standing outside myself watching the scene. Several extras fainted inexplicably during the crucifixion scenes. Some believed it was heat. Others believed it was the story. One priest who visited the set claimed he saw a dark figure standing behind the camera operators during the flogging sequence. A figure no one else noticed. Another actor, playing Judas, had an unsettling experience. While filming the suicide scene, the rope nearly tightened around his neck for real when a stunt mechanism misfired. He survived, but insisted he felt hands tightening the noose. Some crew members quietly wondered if recreating such sacred suffering was provoking something or someone. Even Caviezel admitted in interviews, "There were moments where I felt we weren't alone." Story 5, The Nun, 2018. A location soaked in centuries of fear. and a shadow that returned again and again. The filming location, a Romanian fortress dating back to the 13th century, had a dark reputation long before Hollywood arrived. The structure had been a medieval prison, a plague hospital, a military execution ground, and, according to local legend, a site where forbidden rituals were performed by monks who disappeared without explanation. Locals refused to approach after sunset. Some wouldn't even say its name. During filming, the crew began experiencing intense déjà vu, as if scenes repeated themselves even when the cameras weren't rolling. Actors reported seeing figures in the reflections of windows that didn't match anyone on set. But the most chilling evidence came from the monitors. Director Corin Hardy told the story himself. He entered a dark corridor to check a shot. He saw two figures, people, standing quietly behind him. He greeted them and walked out. When he returned seconds later, they were gone. He asked the crew who left. They replied, "No one was in the hall but you." Sound recorders later captured breathing in locked rooms, heavy, slow, rhythmic breathing, sometimes accompanied by soft chanting in a language no one could identify, and the single frame that appeared in the final cut. Editors checked metadata, time codes, backup files. It wasn't just added by accident. It wasn't added at all. It was never captured on any camera. Yet it existed. Some say the fortress wanted its presence acknowledged. Others say something used the film as an invitation. Story 6, Apocalypse Now, 1979. A production swallowed by the jungle until everyone began to lose their minds. Apocalypse Now wasn't just cursed. It was devoured. The jungle didn't behave like a location. It behaved like an adversary. Crew members described the forest as alive, constantly shifting, closing in, making people feel watched from the tree line, even when no animals were around. The typhoon that destroyed the set came out of nowhere. A sudden storm strong enough to tear steel apart like paper. Coppola joked it was God telling me to stop. Later he said it wasn't a joke. The filming stretched far beyond budget. Months turning into years. Crew members dropping from malaria. Editors sleep-deprived and hallucinating. Martin Sheen didn't just have a heart attack. He experienced a psychological breakdown before it. He punched mirrors, collapsed during scenes, and cried uncontrollably between takes. The opening scene, Sheen drunk, bleeding in a hotel room, wasn't acting. It was real. Coppola kept filming anyway. Then came the bodies. Yes, real corpses. A local props dealer brought them in, claiming they were for medical research. Coppola fired him immediately, but the damage was done. Several crew members refused to return to set afterward. One legend says Coppola shot an entire sequence that was never released because every cut was followed by audio distortions and corrupted film. The jungle did not want it shown. The final eerie moment happened during Kurtz's monologue. The sky darkened unnaturally fast. Coppola described the air as electrically charged, like standing inside a storm cloud. That footage became the heart of the film. Raw, terrifying, unexplainable. Some say the jungle broke Coppola. Some say he offered a part of himself to finish the movie. And some say Apocalypse Now didn't just portray madness. It filmed it.
Cinema is a doorway, wanderer. A thin screen separating the world we know from the things we fear. Some films tell a dark story, but others carry one. Thank you for wandering with me into the shadows behind the camera. until the next tale calls your name.